formula for the bass guitar. Today's program, I'm going to be taking a look at advanced solo skills for the bass guitar. As always, it's great to be coming into your homes today, whether you watch me on the internet or you're logging on to my website or either one of my YouTube videos or either on cable TV. So as always, as I go into today's lesson and today's program, if you see something that you like and you want to catch it again, please feel free to log on to cityscopepresents.com, the future of bass improvisation. And also, if you want to email me with some ideas or some questions that you have about soloing or different techniques that I was talking about, please feel free to also email me at bassbrother79@AOL.com. All right, well, with all that said and done, today I'm going to be using as a model A minor scale. The A minor scale also I'm going to be using the D minor scale, and also I'm going to be using a little bit of F major to illustrate some of my maneuvers that I use quite often. So with all that said and done, let's see if we can call out a few notes and get warmed up. So I'm going to be starting on my E string, and I'm going to be starting on the A on the 5th fret on my E string. So let's call out a few notes. Let's call out A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then A, then descending A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And then I make a maneuver and descend. I put my pinky A, G, F, open E, D, low C, low B, then A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Then from this A, which is the 7th fret of the D string, I go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The octave, the 14th fret of the G string. All right, let's keep going. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Then linear. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, open A. I take a slur, and then I couple it with that minor third, which is a great run that I use a lot, that A to C. I love to run that. And I make that slur. Then when I launch off the octave, the high A, and I do like a baseball method to get that minor working with me. Then I have an accidental right here, which is my flat 5 against my A, so I would have A, E flat to get that dissonance. You want to try to get some of those notes I call them missing notes when you're doing the solos. You want to take notes that usually not inside the scale and use it as a launching pad. I use a lot of notes that's outside the scale when you studying jazz improv, right? You usually have something called compound chords when you start talking about your 9ths and your 11ths and your 13ths. So they go up the scale and you add 2 scales into one. Now, when I take that open A, I like to double it with my A on the 7th fret of my D string. And usually when I develop a pattern, I take the pattern and I try to move it. I try to move it. So it go across different notes and also different keys or different scale degrees and different keys. And I usually launch it right off. It also sounds very nice also if I launch it in E. Off my E, right? Off my A. Then off my D. Get some nice, pretty colors. Now, in my A minor scale, I like to fuse it with my D minor. So I'm extracting the blues pattern and also that chord form. And if I add the 5, it'll be 1, the 4, and the 5 in a pattern. Alright, so let's see if we can call out a couple notes while we're right there. We looked at A. Let's look at a little bit of D. I like to use in my D scale when I'm doing advanced solo skills. I usually take my pinky and use it as a launching pad. So instead of going classical method, right? D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, right? I like to use my pinky and take it right across D, E, F, G, A, B flat, then C, D, because it gives me more of an approach to a modal study inside the modes. I let it flow right in to my finger. So it's right there in my fingers. It's right inside your fingers. You want to make sure that your runs are going to fall in line with the rest of your ensemble. You don't want to play outside of the pocket, and you want to have time for your drummer to for the bass to match with your drummer's foot. So you want to make sure that you match with your drummer's foot. So I have D, E, F, G, then A, B flat. See how beautiful that is? C. Now, a pattern that usually get away from a lot of bass players, even myself at one time, was the beauty of a linear fashion, doing a linear modes, like. Doing your linear modes on one string, it adds a lot of color, All right, so we had A minor, right, and we had D minor, right. Now in A, something that I use quite often, right, to establish a different type of color, always to keep, excuse me, your audience on the edge of their seats. I usually launch my F major. Then run into my A minor. Because you want to tell a story. You want to be able to tell your story. So I take that F major, right, and I call it, I go F, G, A, B flat. Keep in mind, that's the same B flat that will be in D minor from the relative minor, right, of F, that D. So it's starting to all come together now. It's exciting. It's great. So I have that B flat, right? The same B flat is the 6th of my D minor, right? And also I have my C, right, which will be the same C as my A minor, which is my relative major. Right, the A minor, D minor, then F major. And I like to use that as a launching pad. I came right across and hit that D. I'm going to look at a few maneuvers and a few methods that I use quite often. One method that I use a lot is a pinch method. Where I lock in my octaves and I usually add it as like an etude, right, to extract different melodies and different colors. In this case, I'm using the D minor scale. Almost a la Wes Montgomery or George Benson. You would notice that in my endeavors and in my adventures on the bass, I learned to use a lot of cross-reference and extract from different instruments, especially when I started playing. At that time, there wasn't a lot of bass music. I had to go and learn piano music to get my solos down. At that time, before the bass became actually a solo instrument, everything was everything was just like a basic. The bass was basic. It had one beat. You play that beat, and that was it. But then, as the years went on, the bass evolved into a solo instrument because we was able to get nice pretty tones. Right, so in my endeavors by examining other artists and different musicians like guitar, sax, piano, also bass, also upright bass, and so I was able to develop these different maneuvers and add them as almost into my arsenal. You can even go as far as saying into my bag of tricks. And usually, right, I try to establish, right, my advanced solo bass skills so I can go and launch it in different keys. Because you always want to stick with a basic pattern that's already proven, like your blues, which is your 1-4-5, and your different scale pattern and your different song patterns. Another maneuver and technique that I use quite often, I call it my missing tone approach. And that missing tone, I usually take it from the harmonic minor. So I call it out. Let's call it A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, then A, then descending, A, G sharp, F, E, D, C, B, A, in A minor. And the reason why I call it the missing tone, because you're able to extract different colors. And also you can launch accidentals. So everything wouldn't just sound modal or scalar. And you take that missing tone, and it's usually a note, right, that's outside the scale, but it carries so much weight, right? It can help you start to stretch out. It can help you stretch out, because what you want to do in your advanced solo skills and in your approach, you want to try to get as many colors as you can to tell your story. So you want to get as many colors as you can, and also be in a structured environment. You just don't want to play things that's haphazard and you don't even really know how the scales run in, because believe me, the audience is going to know if it's from your heart or if you're just playing just stuff off the top of your head, you know, or you just seen somebody do something and you trying to mimic it or trying to copy it. So usually in that minor, I usually try to excel in my my missing tone. And in this case, I would use as a model A harmonic minor, the G sharp. That G sharp against that A. I'm trying to extract different colors right inside the scale, and also to stay in a structured environment. That also leads me into something that has been a great rave on my website. Ever since I introduced the spider walk. I had bass players logging on to try to get into the intricacies and try to refine the development that goes into something as like a spider walk technique.